Last year when Shine by SD released their Sparkle Lights collection, I purchased half of it. I ice swatched them and it ended up being probably my favorite collection that released in 2024. So around the end of the year, I decided to pick up what I hadn't already tried from that collection and see if the rest of them are as amazing as my first go around. So I have these little bad boys here. I'm gonna ice swatch them today. Let me take them out of their little packaging. So as a little recap, the idea of this collection was 12 shades that are like interesting neutrals and have multicolored sparkle. And I thought they had such like a beautiful presence on the eye. They kind of did it all. And I really liked that, and I found myself reaching for them every time I wanted a neutral for the remainder of the year, and I think they came out in like the spring or the summer. Here are the 6 that I've just added. The only thing that I think is interesting is that when they came out, I had done my research based on all the people that received PR, and I tried to buy the 5 that I thought were like best or most beautiful. So I wonder if I'm going to like these because I like the formula, or I wonder if I'm going to like these less because these are kind of like the second choice ones. Although throughout this time, there's been times that I've like seen someone swatch one and I'm like, which one is that? And it's one I don't have, so let's just get into it. Oh, I am in a different room, can you tell? My eyelids are a little stained, which isn't ideal, but I think these are like bold enough that it won't interfere. I was wearing this little like Cleona quad yesterday that came from the shadow box, and I was wearing this pink shade, and this is the next day. So first up, wow, we have the shade Incandescent. I remember specifically this one I didn't purchase last time because I had heard it was similar to Shine by SD and Seeking Shift's Ice Blink, and I was like, I already have Ice Blink. But I'm curious. I've seen pictures of this. It looks so incredible, and if it's a little bit different from Ice Blink, based on how much I like Ice Blink, I'll be okay with that. Beautiful, like soft but textured feel. Ooh, I'm so excited. Ooh. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Okay, off the bat, I feel like this is a bit more, I want to say neutral than Ice Blink. Like, I feel like ice in Ice Blink is a good word for it because the reflect in it, although it's multicolored, it does have a lot of blue and it looks very icy. And I think this one feels like it has a brown base to it, which automatically makes it very different than Ice Blink. Oh, I should look up the descriptions. Okay, Incandescent is described as a golden brown base with green and red sparkles throughout. So I feel like maybe in the lightness of like the effect of it, it could be compared to Ice Blink, but Ice Blink doesn't have a base, which is what makes it so versatile, and this one does. I'm already off the bat happy to add this to my collection. This is like so pretty, and I love that it has more of a warm base with more of a cool sparkle. That's my big thing. I love this. Okay, up next we have Charm. This one's described as pinky red base with silvery green sparkles throughout. This one, I specifically remember not purchasing it because it looked like the least sparkly one of the bunch. But I do feel like as time goes on, I'm a little bit more open to having different levels of sparkle in my collection, and knowing now just how sparkly this collection is, I feel like something that's a little bit less sparkly is still going to be like a really nice sparkle. My camera just glitched, so I think I lost the eye swatch. All I said when I was putting it on is that it felt the same as the other one, but I can see that it looks a little bit less special. Like, it's still pretty, and it's a hard comparison when I have this on my other eye and this is like a shadow of my dreams. But this, it does feel a little bit less special. I'm not seeing the green as much, but I am seeing like the red in the sparkle, and I do see like the overall pink effect, or it's kind of like a neutral pink. But yeah, so far I'm not quite as excited about this. I think my suspicions may be true. Also, I hate when my nails are chipped, but I didn't realize I was going to have the opportunity to film right now, so my nails are chipped. It is what it is. I don't even know why I feel the need to say it, but I'm like, if someone was like, ew, her nails are chipped, and I'm like, I know, so maybe I'm just avoiding that. I don't like, if you don't like it, I don't like it more. Okay, the next shade is Glow Up, and I remember a couple reasons why I didn't purchase this one. It's funny, like, all these memories come flooding back. This one, Well, two reasons. A, in the same collection, they had a shadow called Glow and a shadow called Glow Up. I didn't like that. I'm like, you couldn't have thought of something that's not like the word and then the word with another word next to it for a different shade. I just thought it was a weird choice, and I purchased Glow, and I was like, I don't need to have such similarly named shadows in my collection. And, you know, it was a good choice because Glow is probably my favorite of those. It's hard to say, but I feel like Glow is probably my most used. I really love that one. And also, looking at the product pictures, it looks so green, and I feel like this shade of green is a shade that I don't tend to gravitate towards, but this like frosty green is this like neutral barley green. So yeah, this is definitely a shade that I've seen people use over the course of this collection being out and me not owning this one, that I've been like, ooh, that's so pretty. So Glow Up is described as warm golden base with green and red sparkles throughout. Okay. Cool. Ooh. Yeah, it's funny that it looks so green in the product pictures because this, if anything, this looks pretty similar to Incandescent. Maybe just like a touch more green in the sparkle, but overall, the base is very similar. Maybe the base is a touch more yellow also, but still like very similar, minor tweaks. I'm okay with that because I like them so much. I've made this point before, but I feel like if it comes to a color I don't like or something I don't gravitate towards, then bigger differences like overlap for me because it's not something I reach for. But if it's something I really like, then I'm okay with smaller differences because I really like it, you know? The fact that it's slightly green would make me feel like this is a less subtle shade, but I feel like something about this looks a little bit more like sheer. It looks a little bit more like just a touch of sparkle that's always catching the light in the right way. Pretty. I'm excited. This is my number 2. I'm kind of ranking as I go, I guess, because it's just so clear. Charm is number 3. Incandescent is number 1. Glow Up is number 2. So the next shade is Gleamstream, which does look more like green or maybe even teal. And this is one that I remember having intentions to purchase during the last go round, but I wanted to keep it to 5 shadows and it got booted out last moment. And I think based on the product pictures, I was nervous about it being very green, which it doesn't seem to be. The description says, Gleamstream has a teal green base with a light purple shift and purple and yellow sparkles throughout. I love all the words. This one feels maybe slightly more dry. Like I don't know if the microphone picked it up, but like I could hear myself swatching it in a way that I don't usually notice with other shades. Yeah, and it feels a little bit rougher going on my eye too, which doesn't bother me, especially if I'm not eye swatching over and over, but always worth mentioning. That's really pretty though. I feel like Gleamstream is Glow Up kind of like turned up a couple notches. Like the base is a little bit more intense and the color in the sparkle is a little bit more intense. I'm not noticing the multicolored sparkles as much, but again, that could be something that shows in certain lights more than other lights. It's pretty. I'm not a fan of like really rich or like deeper greens on my eyes necessarily. There's some exceptions to that rule, but this is like a light frosty green that I really like. This one's now in my number 2 spot and this one's pushed down to number 3. In my video where I swatched the first 5 from this collection, I remember mentioning that like as I was waiting for them, I had a couple moments of seeing pictures of certain shades and being like, oh, I hope that's one I ordered. And there was one in particular that I said that I hoped that about and it wasn't one that I'd ordered. I believe that one was Lavish, which I have now. This one's described as an orangey red base with yellow and green sparkles. Has like a very like pinkish effect overall, but I'm excited by my past excitement. Oh, and actually looking at the pan as I'm swatching it, I'm seeing that like yellowy greenness at the same time I'm seeing pink sparkles. I don't know if that'll translate in camera, but that's the kind of thing that makes me excited. Yeah, in camera I feel like it overall just looks like pink. The pink sparkles kind of take over. Oh, this one feels a little more subtle. I'm gonna try building this up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, the tone of pink in it I find pretty. I definitely like this more than that other pinky one, which was Charm. but something about it, it's not doing it as much. I wonder if this shade will be a shadow that I won't enjoy as much on its own, but maybe it'll work like layering in more pinky looks or adding a little bit of pinkiness to a not pinky look. And I'm surprised because I must have seen beautiful swatches to make me wish I had had it during the initial launch. But I'm gonna put this in the second to the last slot. And then the final one for today is Twinkling. I don't know if I mentioned this before, there was one that I didn't get. When I was making this purchase or deciding about making this purchase, this was in December, by the way. I'm on a low buy. I mentioned in the low buy video that I had gone on a bit of a rampage towards the end of the year, and because of that, I have new products to showcase at the start of this low buy. So this isn't a purchase I would necessarily be making now, or at least I'd be making it with more thought involved and in lieu of making other purchases, but I digress. Luminosity had sold out as I was deciding about this. So this one, what does it say about it? Predominantly purple base with green, gold shift and sparkles. Looks pretty. Looks like it might even be like a little bit deeper than some of these other ones. There's it next to Tease and Twinkling, and Twinkling's the final one up. There's it next to Charm, which was that like second one we swatched, which was kind of later pinky-ish. Okay, so the final shade is Twinkling. This one's described as a green teal base with blue, purple, and pink sparkles throughout. It looks very like, ooh, like lavender in the pan, and it even looks like a cool lavender to like a more warm color. Pretty. Yeah, this one feels a little bit more sheer as well, which is interesting, so I'm pretty sure that the only reason I had for not purchasing a lot of these was just like I liked the colors better than the other ones, and it was only Charm that the formula seemed different. Actually, maybe this on 2 layers did the thing. It looks like a warm brown base, and then the sparkle in there is that like cool lavender, and it looks like there's some kind of like copper pink going on in there too. And I'm definitely seeing all those pink sparkles in there. So I do think this is nice, but it's not wowing me as much as Gleamstream and Incandescent did, but it's nice. I just know I have other lavenders I like more, but it's nice. And maybe my hopes are a little high because it's doing the thing, but it's just not, I feel like it doesn't have the same wow factor that some other shades from this collection do. Yeah. So originally when I was pairing these up, I was like, I'll put these 2 on last because they'll go together for a look. I don't think so. I'm gonna wipe these off, I'm gonna put on a makeup look, and we will be right back for some more thoughts, and then I'll swatch out the other shades I have from this collection also. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the mostly finished look. On my eyes, I used 2 of the shades, and they really melded together very seamlessly that I don't think you can tell. But Glow Up, which was the lighter of the greeny-ish ones, or the ones that seemed like they'd be very green, I did that towards the inside of the lid, and then on the rest of the lid, I did Gleamstream, which was the slightly more intense green. And then I just did a neutral in the crease. I did another neutral in the lower lash line. I took Cleona UV for the inner corner and I kind of dragged that up into the crease. That shade is not a very sparkly inner corner shade. It's what I call a glowy inner corner shade. And I was intrigued by that for this look, to really let all the sparkle live on the lid and have the other sparkly shadow not be that sparkly. And I really do like how it turned out. I think the lid looks fantastic, and I feel like I'm going to be obsessed with these shades. Like these 2 in particular. And then when I was looking for a lip product to use, I started with this lip liner. This is the Kylie lip liner in the shade Forever and Always. And then I was like, what balm or gloss do I want to use? And I remembered I bought a gloss from Shine by SD when I placed this order. And I'm actually very excited about it. I feel like this lip liner, no, I feel like this will be fine. I saw a picture of someone wearing this and it just looked so incredible. It's the shade Espresso Shine. I don't know if it's like meant to be espresso or they thought like espresso was like espresso. I don't know. It's called Espresso Shine. And it looks like a cool brown with blue sparkle. The only annoying thing is that for the component to be completely like, you know, sealed as much as possible, it's not square with the lid. So I've been kind of like, I haven't used this yet, but it's been sitting on my vanity and I've had it like slightly less sealed so that it can be flush. I don't know if that matters. I don't know if like air is really getting into, I don't know. Let's try this out. Okay, looks like a pretty standard flat long doe foot. It smells kind of like Play-Doh-y, which I think is kind of just like a makeup smell. The formula is very thin. It's not very wet. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like it's so thin that next time I try this, I'm going to try it with a different lip liner. Often I like having a color that's kind of close to my lips or like close to like the browny, pinky neutral that I like as a lip liner, and then it'll kind of like adjust whatever's on top of it. But I feel like the liner adjusts this too much and I need to wear this with like a more brown lip liner to like maintain the like coolness of this. Because I feel like it's kind of cowering in the warmth of the Kylie lip liner. But yeah, overall okay. I'm not seeing the thing that I saw about it that I was like, ooh, I need that lip gloss. I was like actually the most excited to try this lip gloss out of anything. Okay, that took forever and I wasn't sure if I could do it, but I did locate my other sparkling light shades that are already in my collection. Those shades are Tease, Stunner, Scintillating, Glow, and Flash. And again, I will swatch these on my arm with the ones that I just got and eye swatched, but I do have a video from last year that I'll have linked down below where I have eye swatches of all of those, if you're curious. Okay, so first let's look at Incandescent and Ice Blink. Again, I can't remember where I heard that they were similar because it was so long ago now, but maybe you're someone who also was discouraged from buying Incandescent because of a comparison to Ice Blink. So I'm gonna put Ice Blink up top. There it is, looking gorgeous. It really is like a similar formula of just like these beautiful pinpoint sparkles, and right underneath, Incandescent. Okay, so I see in the swatch that like, I guess the tone of the sparkles are similar, but I just feel like that base makes all the difference. And I feel like I'm so excited because although like I can and have worn Ice Blink on its own, I prefer it as a layering shade. That's just kind of how I think of it. That's how I think to use it. But I feel like Incandescent will be like the similar shade that I like wearing all over my lid. So especially because I feel like they fill two distinct purposes to me, I'm very excited to have both of them. I'm so excited about Incandescent. I'm so excited that I have it now. I feel like Twinkling, which I just got, and Tease, which I've had, are kind of in the same family. They both look like they have something lavender going on. So here is Twinkling, and here is Tease. Yeah, and they do look quite similar, but I feel like Tease has more of an intense base. Maybe Twinkling goes a little bit more pink, but I do definitely prefer Tease with like a little bit more contrast in there. And just like, you know, the way I felt when Twinkling was on my eye, I wasn't excited about it. So I feel kind of good about the fact that like there's two options that are similar and I already had the one that's like a little bit better for me. I'm going to compare Charm, which was like the light pink that didn't feel quite as sparkly, to Stunner, which I feel like they're a little bit similar in tone. So here is Charm and Stunner. So I think you can see how Charm is the weakest link. It doesn't have as much presence. And Stunner, it does have the light pink going on, but oh, that multicolored sparkle is so obvious in it. I feel like you're seeing every color of the rainbow there, and it has a base that it pops against. Charm, like the base in it, I'm not seeing a base in it at all in the swatch. That is funny with like these two especially, that it's like, yeah, buy Tease, not Twinkling, buy Stunner, not Charm. Unless you're looking for different things than I am, which is okay too. I hope this is also valuable information if you are. Or if you're in a similar boat as me and you needed talking out of buying more shades like I did. Wait, this wasn't Charm, this was Lavish, which is surprising. I thought based on that thing that I had said a while ago that Lavish was going to be more special than that. Okay, let's compare Charm next to it then. Here's Charm. There's Charm. Yeah, and actually Charm looks better than Lavish in here, but still not as special as the other ones. Like, I feel like there's a big hierarchy. Like, this is the least, this is the second least, and then like this and this are like, you know? I'll swatch Scintillating next. I've been reading Wuthering Heights, and they use this word in it. I was like, huh. I know that word because of Shine by SD. This one doesn't look quite as pink as the last couple, but still in the pan it looked like it would fit into this little section. What a beautiful shade. Yeah, you could definitely see the clear pink sparkle in it, but also like a grayishness and green sparkle. I'm feeling good about my decision-making ability because I feel like I'm proving to myself that I made the right decisions last year. And although the collection as a whole, I would still say it's beautiful, I feel like my perception of the collection was elevated because I only had the best of the collection in my possession. That's so funny. Okay, and then the last four they don't look as much like Buy This Not That. These are the two newer ones. These are two that I've had. I'll just swatch these four out for you. Gleam Stream and Glow Up, the two that I have on my eyes. And they do look like they have a pretty similar base to them, and the sparkle is just a little bit more green in Gleam Stream. Just as I suspected. But yeah, still not like the depth and presence as some of the ones that I've already had. And finally, Glow, because we have Glow Up and Glow. And lastly, Flash. Both of those two I love. I really like those two. Yeah, and I feel like even my favorites, well, I guess my favorite of the new ones is Incandescent, but my other two favorites that I have on my eyes, they are less nuanced than a lot of the ones that I had made in my original purchase. I feel like you're not seeing so much like multicolored sparkle in them as you are in like these bottom two, but it's still like a pretty effect, a sparkly effect. If you don't have any of these and you're looking to purchase some, my recommendations would be stay away from Charm and Lavish and Twinkling. Get Tease instead. Flash, Glow, and Scintillating, and what was that one? This is so much to keep in order. Stunner. Stunner for like more pretty multicolored sparkle shadows. These two, Glow Up and Gleam Stream, if you like the look of them, but you know, don't expect all like the multicolored sparkle specialness. Yeah, Ice Blink is not part of this collection, but gorgeous as always. And yeah, I mean, I guess Incandescent maybe is less special also because it's like probably on the more neutral side in this collection. But I don't know. I don't know if this is just my overwhelm with my collection talking, but it makes me feel like I want to declutter more of my like more plain, boring neutrals, like sparkly neutrals, even the pretty ones. Because I feel like this is just like the prettiest, but light, easy to wear, like will match with everything kind of like light sparkly shade, you know? I'm really excited for that. That is everything. I'm happy that I was able to do this. Like I was happy, especially because I have this YouTube channel, I was able to put this question in my head to rest and feel like now I have a complete vision of this Shine by SD collection that I've been raving about for months. But also like as a consumer, I'm like, could have just trusted my gut and assumed that I got like the best ones. And yeah, I feel like I did. I guess I'm good. I guess I'm good at looking at the swatches and deciding which ones I'm going to like the most because I think I did make the best decisions that first time. Do you have any of these shades? Do you have the same experience as me? Do you have any of the ones that I tried today? And were you similarly unimpressed with the ones I was unimpressed with? Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Really means a lot to me, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!